Hello, this is Kevin Espone, and it's time for the big episode 40 of Backcap with highlights taken from casts on TeamFortress.tv. This episode will cover all the action from the 13th to the 20th of August. The ESEA Season 22 playoffs played out to completion this week, but we didn't want to spoil the results here, so stay tuned for plenty of exciting highlights from North America's best coming right up. The votes are in, and Pyro was just announced as the winner of the Meteor Match War. Valve continued to be open about the progress of matchmaking with another blog post as well as an update to refine the system. The i58 prize pool was also increased this week, and speaking of i58, Jasmine Tea just landed on European soil in preparation for the International LAN event. Pyro won the war against Heavy in a 56 to 44% split, meaning that Pyro will be the first class to be receiving a rework, along with new weapons and cosmetics in a future update. Valve posted 3 links from the community in their blog post, perhaps giving us some insight into what will be shipped into the vague future update. 2 of the links linked to Reddit and Reddit, but the more interesting link went to FromPyrowithLove.com. A website set up by top-level Pyro players around the world who have compiled a list of issues and bugs with Pyro's current gameplay, suggesting that Valve is taking the community's opinions into consideration going forward. But for now, let's start off with coverage of the ESEA playoffs with our ESEA upper bracket finals match, Froyotech versus Ronin.
Before the Uber is popped, Patty doing a lot of damage to Badonsky, cleaning him up. So many players on Ronin are coming out of spawn. So much cap time from Tyler, but he gets taken down 4-4 all by himself lower. FreeState actually with him. He might be able to edge this point off. It looks like he's going to. Oh my gosh, Ronin.
Rounded there, the FreeState is going to get domed by Shrugger right off the bat in Rolly. But Rando's going to go down, and that puts him in a bad shape, but he's going to get another kill onto TLR, and then the Ops is going to blow through with the fan and take out Muma, and now it's just chaos. 404 is going to pop to Uber, but unfortunately 4 out of his 6 teammates are dead.
Yeah, it's just Banny and 404. I don't know if he can fight the entire team. FreeState is coming up alive now, but FreeState's actually going to be able to clean up. So, another just unfortunate last.
Ronin looked simply outclassed by a Froyotech team who had been training for i58. On Gully Wash, Ronin were only able to get 1 round, each half, before falling 5-2. The second map was processed and Froyotech remained dominant as they posted another 5-2, this time being in just under 30 minutes. Froyotech would move on to the Grand Finals, and Ronin would be playing the waiting FROYO Black, who defeated EVL to make their way into the lower bracket finals. On Tuesday, Valve released an update to TF2 along with a complimentary blog post explaining the changes with the update and their future plans. The dev team is currently working on an ELO rating system to improve matchmaking ranks, but in the meantime they have made some small changes which help alleviate the current rank disparity. Players with ranks 1 through 6 will be penalized less on a match loss, and players with a high win-loss ratio will earn bonus rank points. Hopefully this will provide a better distribution of rank while Valve works on a more permanent solution. A new function was also added to the scoreboard in an attempt to crack down on hackers in-game. When mouse input is enabled, right-clicking on a player's name will allow an easier way to directly report players. This is one of a series of changes made to help improve the quality of matchmaking games. The first wave of matchmaking bans was rolled out, with problem players receiving a 6-month ban from both competitive and casual. Changes were also made to CP Metalworks, most notably the addition of a crate at mid, which allows scouts more direct access to the top of the cargo containers without equipping the winger. Regardless of the actual changes themselves, this is another good step towards the integration between Valve and the community. Now, let's talk about the future. Valve intends to improve casual mode even further by adding the ability to, quote, rematch with the same players on the same map at the end of a match, and the ability to re-queue into a match from the win screens of both casual and competitive. They are also working to fix connection issues for players in certain regions. TF2 will be integrated in with the server network already used by CSGO and Dota 2. We'll now return back to the present and to the ESEA playoffs with Ronin and FROYO Black.
I'm gonna pick up Rando, but he's actually gonna melee to death. He is gonna get taken down, but this situation is turning a little bit around for FROYO Black. Actually, no, they're only 2 up, and yeah, Shrugger just walked in lane.
They've actually built faster too, and they are getting it in through this flank. Shade's going to have his in a second here. They're going in. Shade looking to get his Uber. He almost has it. The pop comes out from Mercy. Shade dies with 99%. That is tragic. And Ronin is surely going to be cleaning up the rest of these frags here. Blank all by himself gets finished off. Mela charging in through lobby, meeting Sizer, doing some damage to him. Sizer almost getting hit by a rocket at the tail end there. But Mercy staying alive. Shade going down. This could be bad for Froyo Black. Top catching Blank out, and tag actually on to Nursey, taking her out, giving Shade that Uber advantage.
Yeah, but there's a huge flank from Yomps, and he takes down all 3 members remaining of Froyo Black, and that's probably a GG.
Ronin looked dominant in Game 1 of Badlands, only dropping 1 round on their way to a 5-1 victory. The matchup slowed down on Metalworks as Ronin scored only 1 round in the first half. The Samurai then went on to widen their lead to 3-0, and though Froyo Black were able to get 2 rounds of their own, they could not close the gap, and Ronin walked away with a 5-2 win. Froyo Black finished in 3rd, and Ronin would be moving on to face the defending champs Froyotech in the grand finals. But before that, we have just a bit of news to cover. The prize pool increased this week from 7,500 to 8,500 pounds thanks to contributions from OCZ. The storage solutions company has joined Scrap.tf as a sponsor of the TF2 LAN at this Insomnia series. Now we'll return to the headlining match, Ronin vs Froyotech in the grand finals of ESEA Season 22.
On the truck side, as Yomps is just pressuring the point all by himself, gets a kill onto 4-4, but Donsky goes down. But both medics die. Froyotech is going to be able to retake the second point.
Ronin definitely stuck around there in that last point a
Trugger
lot
on
longer
last.
than they should have.
Trugger wins the 1v1 on last and caps the point off. Trugger recognizing the situation and just hiding near drop down, winning the 1v1 versus Free State, and Ronin again taking an early lead.
This Uber up here, as Banny is actually moving on to things there and gets a nice little kill. He's gonna heal and stab him right in the face just about.
He waved that red flag in front of 4-4 and then just pulled back and stabbed him in the back. Wow. Stabby would be proud.
Get any movement out of it. Badonsky is going to die as well. Now it mainly just becomes, can you get Nursey out of here? But they turn it around. Nursey gets a kill on Banny, and she's going in. Trugger gets a kill. They're still trying to fight Medic for it all, trying to live the dream right now. Gets more Uber sauce, but it's going to be taken out by 404. But the sniper shot goes down here. 404's at 74%. They're just having the dumbest fight back here. 404 finally gets the Uber saw and Uber off of it. Almost the craziest last push I've ever seen.
Yeah, the second and mid cap at the same speeds. There was no way that was gonna work. But evens have Ubers have evened out, and Yomps just walks in and kills 4-4. I didn't even see where he came in through. I think he slipped down, dropped down, came up the wood area, but oh my gosh, just unbelievable.
It seems like Ronin is having a bit of trouble like spamming Free State out enough. What do they need to do to control Free State? And I guess the question is a little bit too late. Free State gets the full scope body shot onto Nursey, who is trying to heal Rando with that crossbow. Uber, Free State going down very low on the Russian man. Oh my god, 4-4 flashing him, saving his life. Nursey gets her Uber, and here comes Ronin. This is going to go down to the final round, or is it? Froyotech coming out of their spawn. Yom's cleaning up the damage, and yes, it is. Marxist, it's 4-4 on the last game of this season.
Really hard there, and TLR went huge and just took down 2 players. Now Badonsky's going to go down as well, and so is Mela, so this is very bad. No Badonsky makes this really difficult. Ronin got a little too excited.
Yeah, Froyotech already in on last. Rando trading off a frag, but they're still down so many players. Yom's getting a frag. Free State on the point, capping most of it off. Here comes Froyotech, and that is the season. Froyotech using both best of 3s to win it all. But wow, what a series.
To win the grand finals, Ronin, coming in from the lower bracket, had to win 2 best of 3 series to be crowned champs, while Froyotech only had to win 1. Despite the lack of highlights for the first set, Ronin played the set very well. On Product, Ronin exceeded all expectations and looked like the dominant force they were in the regular season. They took a 4-2 win on the first map. Map 2 was Process, and Ronin steamrolled FROYO, posting 4 unanswered rounds before Froyotech began to rally back. But time was not on Froyotech's side, and Ronin took a victory 4-3 to reset the bracket, going into a second best of 3. In the second best of 3, Ronin continued to look incredibly dominant on Snakewater, winning 5-1 and setting themselves up on match point. Froyotech found their footing on Gullywash, and in a back-and-forth game, they ground out a 5-3 victory to save their title. Sunshine went the distance and was the cherry on top of a 5-hour-long grand final between NA's finest. The score ended at a 5-4, and Froyotech emerged as champions once again, proving their merit as the team to represent the region at i58. The champions of Oz Fortress, Jasmine Tea, arrived in Europe this week. They will be bootcamping against EU teams leading up to i58. You can view their updates of their shenanigans in Birmingham via the Twitter hashtag JasmineTF2 or on Mal's Twitter @MalPlays. That's all we've got this week, but get yourselves ready for i58 this coming weekend. Stock up on your favorite snacks and beverages and invite your friends over to watch the best TF2 the world has to offer. And if you don't have any friends, don't worry. You still have until the 26th to make some. Follow us on Twitter @BackcapTeam, and we'll catch you next week here on Backcap. I've been Kevin Espone, and this episode has been produced by Shaunik.